Hi, and welcome to That Guy's a Maniac, the podcast. I'm your host, Richie.
And I'm your host, Kanzi11, aka Farley. Cue the music. Look at our previous episode titles.
Yeah, Redead just does not work.
Yeah, but that's what it is.
That is what it is. So, do you want to say hello to the readers?
Oh, okay. We're doing that, are we? Hello. No, we don't say hello.
Okay,
Good-
why
good
don't we start with our game then?
Good Richie. Welcome. Hello. This week to a new week. How are you?
You don't care.
No, I don't. Welcome to episode 147. Now you have to put it out of the That Guy's a Maniac podcast.
I'm so glad that we made the automated intro and we've made this bit so smooth.
This season we're talking about Rees, and this episode we're talking about Dead. Not a word as we've discussed. But before all that nonsense, I have to clear my throat.
Are you alive?
Okay. For all that nonsense, we've got our season 5 game character item level.
Excellent theme tune this week.
Claire to give us the same cat-handed explanation of the rules.
This game is a mishmash of animal visual
It's not really the
and 20 questions.
Listen, if you're jumping in on this episode, fine. This is the game. You'll work it out. Even if you don't know, you'll work it out. It's not that hard.
Oh, I don't think we're going to see anyone jumping in on these episodes. I've decided that we fucked our search algorithm.
Uh-huh.
I think putting a colon in every single episode, re-colon something, it's just not going to get any scrapers to sort of find us.
Good. We're a boutique podcast. We're not for everyone.
Yeah. Niche, I think is the word you're looking for.
A hipster. We're a hipster podcast.
What's the other one? An acquired taste.
Yeah. There we go. If you're with us, you've raged against the machine and you're not taking their colon racism. Anyway.
Right, so we're playing this game, Animal Vegetable Mineral, except it's not, and it's 20 questions. So Farley, I believe I have to guess one of those things that you have decided to find.
Fuck me. Get on with it. Get on with it, man.
Okay, is it a character, an item, or a level?
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is, Richie. Yes,
Just
it is.
tell me which one it is.
No, I like playing this silly game every week. It's fun. It's a character, Richie.
It's a character. Is this a character from a Nintendo franchise?
No, you fucking sellout hipster bastard. Cheaty question number 1. No.
Cheaty question.
Yeah.
Is this character from a JRPG?
No.
Okay. Is this character from a fighting game?
No.
Is this character from a survival horror game?
Yes.
Okay. Is it from the Resident Evil series?
Theory. No.
Theory. Is
Not
it
from the theory?
Is it from the Silent Hill series?
No.
Oh, okay. Survival horror, right?
So you fucked in it?
Yeah. That's me done. There's no more survival horror games.
Yeah. I'll give you a freebie. It's not from the Clock Tower series either.
Is it from the Alone in the Dark series?
No, and that's it.
Alan Wake?
No, you're doing quite well. No.
What else? Survival horror. We have. Oh gosh. Oh, is it from Dead Space?
No.
Oh,
Listen, I don't think it is definitely survival horror, but I don't think the path your mind is taking is going to be helpful.
Oh, okay. Survival horror, but it's not survival horror. Okay, is this a... Let's just move in a different direction. Is this a male character?
No.
Female character?
Yes.
Okay. Is she from the Tomb Raider series?
No.
Right, I don't know any more female characters in games. No, okay, is she from that one you play, the Horizon Dawn?
No.
Okay.
What's her name? Aloy, that's her name. Aloy.
No. Okay. Does this person use guns as weapons?
Yes.
Does this person use stabby things as weapons?
I can't remember. I don't think so.
Oh, is it the woman from Dino Crisis?
Yes.
I don't know her name. I don't know her name. I know she's got red hair. Regina. Brilliant. Got there.
There we go. I don't think she's been. She's only been she was a costume in the original Resident Evil 3, right?
Yes, but I think she's also a costume in one of the remakes as well.
Oh, is she? Oh, she's probably in that Capcom Gacha game you love as well. Oh, is she in that Capcom Gacha game, actually?
I don't think she is.
Fuck, she gets no love.
No. But, that being said, Dino Crisis games are being re-released on Good Old Games.
Nice.
So, yeah, because they've recently done all of the Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, play number 1 first, for sure. Then play number 2.
Wow.
Which is an improvement. Because if you play number 2, it's very hard to go back to number 1 because they improved it in almost every way.
Right, yeah, I know that feeling, yeah.
And then skip 3. I reckon maybe 3 won't even be on Good Old Games because I think there's some weird licensing thing because it was Xbox.
I don't think it's on 3. Oh,
Xbox only. But also it's shit.
Okay, well, good.
Yeah, really, they take it in a futuristic direction and you get like mutant dinosaurs on a space station, which kind of sounds cool, but it's not.
Like Turok.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also like my only Xbox game.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, so Regina, well done, Richie.
Also, did you like how it's
Regina.
Regina.
We totally should have had a Regina game in the episode.
We just covered pretty much everything there is to cover about Dino Crisis.
Oh yeah, true.
There you go.
True.
Bonus episode in the gimmick game for season 5. This is a monster Regina.
I think we've already got a bonus episode.
Cool. That was the bonus episode. This week, Richie, we're talking about decided we're going to go not embellish that anymore.
No.
We're talking about dead. All things dead, specifically things which are dead. Now, I think we did talk about death previously.
Death in games, yeah.
One of the episodes in podcast. We covered how even though death is kind of taboo, or perhaps in some other forms of media, there's something impactful around death. However, in video games, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
You die, you respawn. Often death is some kind of fail state. And yeah, there are very few games where you don't die, in inverted commas. And when I was thinking about Dead, I thought about an old webcomic which showed Super Mario Bros. 1-1, but from behind. Instead of the view you get when you're playing it, you can see behind. And behind that bottom brick wall that you're running along, there's just piles and piles and piles of dead Marios.
Oh, it's like that Doctor Who episode where he's lived for 4.6 billion years and there's just nothing but skeletons and skulls of himself just piling up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that because what happens when you die in Super Mario Brothers? you get reincarnated as a new Super Mario. So on that note, Richie, we're talking about things which are dead and come back to life, or even things which are dead and then have died again.
Yes.
One of my top examples of this is because big video game characters have been killed off to end a series, or when their creators got bored of making whatever, and it will be of no surprise to anybody, particularly in our franchise era of creativity, that often they come back. My favorite example of this is Tomb Raider Chronicles, where they made a whole game. Spoiler. You might know what the spoiler is if you know the title of this episode. In that Lara Croft dies at the end of Tomb Raider 3. I think, is it Tomb Raider 3?
Yeah, sure. Let's say 3.
Sure, let's say 3. And then Tomb Raider Chronicles is based on everyone who's at her funeral telling a story about her, and you kind of play through that story. And then, of course, they kind of just brought her back because, the people want more content.
Yes. Did they just ignore her, or did she get resurrected, or is it just another Splinter universe?
I think that was when they rebooted to Angel of Darkness, which on the one hand they probably shouldn't have done, but then on the other hand we probably wouldn't have Tomb Raider if they didn't. It was the very bad PlayStation 2 one.
Okay.
I think. I could be wrong. There might be another 2 Tomb Raiders in there. I lose track.
Yeah, there is a lot of them. And most of them are available again and again and again in packs of 3.
Yeah, 3, 4, 5 and 6. 4, 5 and 6? 4 Chronicles and another one are coming out soon. If they're not already out already.
Cool.
Already.
So what was your point? Was the fact that she's come back from the dead?
The fact that she's come back from the dead in not really in the canon of the series, but as a dramatic point. And there are many other big characters which have quote unquote died in particularly vague and not certain ways, such as falling off of helicopters, falling off of cliffs, being buried by things,
being stabbed from the sky.
From the sky. Well, that was pretty definitive. She didn't really come back from the dead, did she?
She totally did.
But Ada won.
Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts isn't fucking. It's nothing to do with that. No.
She finds Cloud and she does the whole head tilty thing.
Lives in a village.
Yeah.
Collects Dalmatians.
Yeah. And hangs about with Squall, who's voiced by David Boreanaz, and now calls himself Leon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That really doesn't, undermine the entire thingy, Final Fantasy VII. Why did they call him Leon? It's annoying.
I don't know.
Because in my mind, or the way I remember it, or the way I recall it, or store it in my mind palace, whatever the fuck, is they called him Leon. They called him Leon because he kind of, he had that leather jacket a bit like. Do you remember how they made a huge deal about Leon's jacket in Resident Evil 4?
Oh, he could
buy his jacket, and he was in some magazine in his jacket. I was like, oh, that's why they've done that.
So that you could, I don't know, like, he grew his hair long. He looked a bit like Laguna.
Right.
So I don't know. Maybe it was like Squall and Laguna. Yeah, it's not Leon. I don't know.
Is that what it was called in? Because okay. Here's another thing, right? Cloud is a meteorological thing.
Yes.
Squall is as well.
So is.
And then you got Monkey Boy. What's his name?
What? I've no idea who Monkey Boy is.
Monkey Boy and 9. I'm just gonna Google Monkey Boy Final Fantasy 9. Monkey Boy.
He better have a weather-related name.
Zidane.
No.
Zidane Tribal is his name. Zidane Weather.
Are you googling Zidane Weather? Yeah.
Yeah, Zidane Weather. Oh, the AI. The weather in Oulad Zidane can vary depending on the location, such as Morocco or Algeria. Thank you. No, it doesn't appear to be a weather.
No, it's not a weather.
They fucked that, didn't they?
They really did. But to be fair, you've done really well because I never spotted that connection ever.
Really?
Yeah. It's like I never really thought of squall or cloud as meteorological things. I just kind of thought of it as names. That's weird.
Squall. Yeah, because if you think about it, cloud is like a silly name, right?
Yes, it is.
Although I do like to say, Claudo.
Crowdo. Yeah, absolutely.
Here we go. Akiyama decided to change Squall's name to Leon in order to make his introduction more surprising to the players, as he is first mentioned in a letter from Mickey Mouse.
Okay, so it's like his spy name.
Yeah, so you really go, oh, here's Leon. Leon from Resident Evil 4's in Kingdom Hearts, fuck.
I know.
And then Squall turns out, oh, okay.
But he is voiced by Angel, which makes it all better.
Has Angel not been cancelled yet?
I mean, like in general, or because of the events of the series?
Just no, just David Borealis, or whatever his name is.
Is he in trouble?
Which is also an
Has he been
astronomical, also a meteorological phenomenon.
Oh, the aeroplane.
There we go.
Brilliant.
No, just in terms of, for any man, it seems inevitably it comes.
I mean, he did play
awful.
a 2-year-old who was jonesing after somebody who wasn't out of high school.
I think that's fine when you're a 2-year-old.
A 2-year-old?
Yeah, he said he was a 2-year-old jonesing for someone.
200-year-old.
Oh, okay, he missed that keyword there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think you can't pedo up, right? Is that the rule? You can only pedo down.
I don't know. Maybe.
It's weird that you don't know.
Do you know what? It's not that I don't know. I want to remove myself from the conversation.
I'd say that's probably just wrong, and we shouldn't talk about it at all. But not like, yeah, you might be right. Start check the law.
Oh dear. But
okay.
Yeah. Where were we? Dead people. Oh, there you go. Angel, re-dead. And Buffy, re-dead lots of times.
They're re-alive, right? Buffy's re-dead.
Yeah, I mean, technically I can't think of many characters who've gone through that process of being dead twice.
I died twice. Fuck it, she's just a Buffy episode.
Buffy episode. Did you ever play the Buffy game on the Xbox?
No. Did you see there's a new... Is it a Buffy anime or... No, it's a audio book or something?
Yeah, there's an audiobook which has like Charisma Carpenter and Spike and all that sort of stuff in it.
I've been seeing ads for a new Buffy thing, Buffy universe thing. It's got a black lady on there.
I mean, it feels like it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world just to bring the cast back.
I don't know, man. When did Buffy run?
Ran from 1998 to like 2004.
Okay, it's a good 21 years old.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be weird. It'd be like when we were watching Buffy, they're like, hey, here's a Cheers reboot.
I mean, have you watched the Frasier reboot?
Fuck no. Actually, I'd be quite down for a Cheers reboot.
I don't want a Cheers reboot. And I don't want a Buffy reboot. I want a Buffy continuation. I want straight up like Giles and Sarah Michelle Gellar. Just like
we're mixing our metaphors there, but yeah.
Just continuing on the story, going back to Sunnydale. Yeah, back in Sunnydale. That's the name of the series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Giles in a care home, and Buffy's like what, 40 now?
Yeah.
50.
She's our age, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of her going to the chiropractor and osteopath.
But she'll be sprightly and like stabbing people and doing backflips.
I don't think she will. When was the last time you did a backflip or stabbed anyone?
I mean, never.
Okay.
Buffy did it loads. I
hate to say this, buddy, but we're not selecting you for the Vampire Slayer program this time around.
There was not one point did I.
Thank you for your application, but not done backflip or stabbed anyone. Those are pretty less backflipping, more stabbing, but still cool.
You're as bad as the people that don't scrape my colon.
Just try. Where's that from? Is that a thing?
No, but scraping is what internet searchers people do.
Oh, like the podcast. Okay.
Yes.
Call back.
Yes, call back.
Okay. Talking about colonoscopies.
Because we're old, we get colonoscopies. Yeah.
Buffy gets a colonoscopy, and they find some polyps.
Yeah. Bam, 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 bam. Grr, arg.
I love that. A reboot, just a reboot of a middle-aged woman going through life. Anyway, video games. I'll tell you, Richie, about a character who maybe kind of died a couple of times, but didn't really until they really fucking killed him off.
Tell me.
Albert Wesker.
Yeah, he seemed to die an awful lot, and get away with it.
Yeah. Well, definitely the end of one. I can't really think of any other times.
Yeah, definitely the end of one.
That's it. One, and then in five they properly do him in five.
Code Veronica as well.
Oh yeah, he's rattling around. Did he die at the end of that?
I feel like Alexa did something to him.
Did he run out?
Nah, I reckon he did an exit. Catch you later, and then ran out and super speed or whatever it was.
Yeah, he had the red eyes and super speed. I'll tell you what, Resident Evil 5, if you ever get to play it, not on PC, because for whatever reason it's not co-op, there's a particularly good section which me and my friend Chuff72, shout Chuff72, play together, where as Chris and Shove Up, you have to fight Wesker, and he's like zipping around, dodging attacks. It's fucking amazing. Yeah, really good.
Cool.
Yeah.
See, I like that. I don't like the QTEs in Resident Evil 4. But yeah. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, no, it's just really good. You get really, really angry because it's frustrating, and then the way you do it is I think like one of you has to hold him whilst the other one shoots a rocket launcher at him or something.
Oh, right, okay. Well, yeah. I mean that'll do it, but I wouldn't want to be the person holding him.
No, it's tough. It's tough times, and then that doesn't kill him, and then at the end, the escape helicopter you're all on crash lands to volcano, and then he becomes big, muscly, angry Wesker, and then you see him fucking.
Does he Hulk out?
T1. Yeah, he probably hulks out, and then you see him like definitely burn up and die in the lava.
And then he turns up in Resident Evil whatever where... Oh, wait a minute. That Resident Evil 5 is the one where Jill is mind-washed. Mind-washed? Mind-washed?
She's mind-washed. She's got a clean brain. Yeah, she's... What's the other version? She's
brainwashed.
Brain controlled.
Brain controlled and mind washed.
She's brain controlled, and whilst Wesker was controlling her, dyed her hair blonde.
Oh yeah, of course. And she was in what was it, Marvel versus Capcom 3 in her blondie outfit. And then weirdly, in a way that you know how we've talked about it before, Capcom has like a porny camera. Yes.
Yeah. So, in a key conflict, spoilers of Resident Evil 5, and in the key conflict with Jill, before you get your shit pushed in by Wesker, you have to kind of like knock her out, and then one of you tries to pry the diamond off her tits whilst the other one holds her. There's a pretty porny camera. It's not good times though, 'cause it's like it's First one, it's not good times because there's objectifying women. The other, it's not good times because as you're pulling the diamond off, you can see like all the manky holes and bruising and there's like connective stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
She got over it though.
She did. Have you watched Dead Island yet?
Dead Island is the 3D animated one.
No,
I have not.
Yeah.
I started watching. I started watching the live action one with Chris and Claire, and they were both from the orphanage at the start. You know, the orphanage from Resident Evil 2 remake.
Is that? Which one's that? Is that Welcome to Raccoon City?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was just awful. I couldn't cope with it anymore. It's like, oh, this is so bad. And I like Resident Evil, and I thought this looks like it's going to be true to Resident Evil because like they got the right outfits and shit like that on the go.
Yeah, they did have some, like the Mila Jovovich one had some callbacks to.
Oh yeah.
Evil. But
it really diverged though.
It really diverged, and then several films in, they're like, what if we put Chris and Jill in? Okay. Yeah, and then Operation Raccoon City. Okay, that's a good thing. We'll reboot it, mate. Oh no, we're doing our own weird thing. Okay, fine. Anyway, I've not seen Dead Island either, but it's the big team up one, so it's the first time we see all the protags together.
What's the YouTube series you like? Dead Alive. Dead Alive, is it?
Dead or Alive? Dead or Alive? No. Dead Fantasy.
Dead Fantasy. Right. I mean, we're mentioning Dead an awful lot, so that's great.
On topic as we could hope to be.
Yeah.
I'd talk about some games where you're dead.
Games where you're actually dead. Do Titus and Oren count?
I had it on my list and I had a question mark.
Yeah, because I don't think they do, because it's like they may have been the memory of a civilization that died out many years ago.
Right.
So I don't think they're real people, and I think they're just fantasy people.
Okay. They're quite specific for fantasy people, though, you know?
Yeah, but they're not dead. Yeah, well, yeah, I suppose. Maybe they're like, no, I don't want to go into that path. I do not want to go into that path.
Maybe they're what?
No.
Maybe they're what?
Maybe like they're NPCs in a virtual simulation of the souls of the fantasies.
You should have resisted.
You pressed. You should
have resisted.
Should have gone with my gut.
Oh God! All right. Yeah. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. So, Oren and Titus do not count as dead. What games do you play as dead people? You've got that medieval game where you're like the knight that you throw a head at.
Yeah, I love how neither of us have played it, but it comes up every 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got a funny name, isn't he? He's like, says something.
Yeah, let's not to go down this path again. Like, we have looked it up and it is not stuck. Oh.
So Daniel Wigginbottom, Fortescue, the 4th is worth it. It just gets better and better. Like Sir Daniel, haha, like, you know, hoity-toity, and then a stupid name. Wigginbottom, oh yeah, okay, you know, British silly names. Fortescue, it just keeps on going, and then the 4th.
The 4th, yep.
Yeah.
Again, a game we've not played, so we probably shouldn't discuss it. But there's loads of games where you play as a dead person. Shadowman. Another game.
Mate. Shadowman. Medieval. Oh, hang on, I got another one. Legacy of Kain. Raziel's dead and he's a zombie, and then at the beginning of the game they throw him into like a big pit which like kills even zombies, so he's actually really dead.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
There is What else is there? There is vampire games. So many vampire games.
All the vampire games. Which of the Silent Hills is it that he's probably dead all along, or is it all of them?
I think it's all of them.
Okay.
Like
one and two. 1, 2. No.
I think 1, yeah, because you never find. Remember, in 3, she never finds her dad. She goes back to Silent Hill, and
so he dies in that car crash at the beginning.
Yeah, and I don't know. James offs himself at some point, or should.
Burn. Fuckface isn't dead though.
No, I don't think Heather is.
How did you know? I was talking about.
I mean, fuckface.
Fuckface. Could have been that trucker guy. Could have been that other guy.
Nah, it was Heather. We were doing it chronologically. Yeah, no, I don't think Heather's dead, but she does have like an alter ego that seems to be very dead and burnt.
Yes, the part of her soul that's fused with whatever. Stupid game. It's not a stupid game.
It's a great game.
It's a great game.
Shopping mall. Big, weird, stealthy monsters with their hands.
Did you play the remake?
Of 3?
Whatever, at least try.
Of 2.
Yeah.
Silent Hill 2. Yes. And I keep meaning to talk about it. I have played about...
Door is wide open, buddy.
Yeah. There's not many dead things in it. Or, I don't know. It depends on your point of view. So Silent Hill 2...
Yes.
It's a wee bit controversial because it is not the same game.
Oh.
But it's the same game.
Sick.
It is really worth a play if you liked Silent Hill 2. Because it starts out quite similarly.
Yeah.
You're in the car, you wash your hands, you look at your face,
yeah.
you leave the toilet, and then you start, running down the ledge towards Silent Hill.
So far, so Silent Hill 2.
Exactly the same. And it's even the same controls. It's like the same. You press A to sprint for a little bit and things like that, and so everything's good. It sort of fits in. And then when you get a bit further along, like, oh, this is slightly different. This is a different graveyard, and then you meet Angela.
Yeah.
Slightly different dialogue.
Uh-huh.
And then you continue through the graveyard, and then you're in Silent Hill, and it feels the same. It's the same sort of desolate fog, the same sounds, the same, on the radios and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then as you're wandering around, you're going into different houses. You're going into do different puzzles, but it all feels the same kind of puzzle. And I think the layout of the city is the same. I can't really recall, but because all I did was ever beeline to the apartments, but now you have to do other things to get to the apartment and stuff like that. But once you get inside and you're doing different things, it still feels like the same game, but you're just playing it in a slightly different universe. It's really good. And the music is a bit longer and slightly different, but it's similar enough for it to sort of feel very Silent Hill-y. I would say it's well worth it, especially if you played the Silent Hill 2 and enjoyed the Silent Hill 2 series.
Yeah, I'm not hugely familiar. It's been a while since Silent Hill 2.
I played it an awful lot.
Yeah,
I think that's why.
If I'd appreciate it, sounds like they've done. It sounds like it plays fine if you're playing it for the first time. It's the first time you play Silent Hill 2, but there's something to appreciate if you played the original for Silent Hill 2 and you're coming back to it, which is good, right? Because the other way is just fraught with difficulty. If you don't change it enough, people say it's ridiculous and it didn't change enough. If you tweak things too much, then people say, oh, this is like shouldn't be a remake, shouldn't be a remaster. This should be something else.
Well, I mean, I have a friend who's not going to play it because he listened to the soundtrack. He says it's too different. And like, wow. Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, that's hardcore.
Yeah, I mean, like, I loved the Silent Hill 2 soundtrack. I didn't really, like, put it on an MP3 player and listen to it whilst walking down the street, you know?
Hey, I've got to clean this rusty toilet. What are we get? Oh, I know. Silent Hill 2 soundtrack really get me in the mood.
It's really, really dark and foggy and no one's around.
Oh, I know what the last thing I would fucking do is listen to the Silent Hill 2 soundtrack.
Fucking Katrina and the Waves on and not try your best not to think about it. Yeah.
Happy hardcore Europop on and
yeah.
Scare the ghosts away that way.
Yeah. But yes, I think it's a very worthy remake in that, like, say Resident Evil 4 remake is like a almost beat for beat remake of it. But there's a few things changed. There's add additional mechanics. That's fine, and it looks prettier. But Silent Hill 2 turns it into... Oh, you remember it's like a remix rather than a remake.
Nice.
I think that's... Yeah. So I think that's the way to think of Silent Hill 2. Remaster as a remix more than anything else.
Good.
But yeah, the monsters in Silent Hill 2 or Silent Hill series, would you say they're dead? Because I would definitely classify them as monsters rather than zombies. I know they kind of flail about.
Yeah, they seem to be based on,
Excuse me.
Negative energy, that's somehow transformed into corporeal beings rather than, there was a nurse who had no torso and just 4 legs. And she used to work here and then she died.
Yeah, or just normal nurses with no faces and weird flesh caps on and tight miniskirts. And many of them. Yeah.
There's a real problem. Somebody's get recruiting them. And it's like, we really need some qualified doctors. Like, yeah. This one has her own flesh cap.
This one's got a shaky head.
This one's got a shaky head. Do you know how hard it is to train people to get the shaky head? Okay, sir, but people are dying. People are dying on the ward, and we've got all these useless, sexy flesh nurses around.
I tell you what, just blow this foghorn and they'll disappear into the other world where everything's made of rust.
Okay.
They can live there for a little while.
Yeah. Taking care of the nothing.
The nothing.
Nothing. Do you remember the nothing from Neverending Story? Was it Nothing?
Yeah, the nothing.
It's fucking horrifying, that was.
I mean, everything about the Neverending Story was horrifying. I think about how they reused the Sphinx. Reused the Sphinx. You remember?
Oh, yeah.
Like, they had the Sphinx, and then there would be that scene where the guy got burnt in his suit of armor. I feel like I talked about the guy getting burnt in a suit of armor.
You talked about another guy who got burnt in a suit of armor. We were talking about where the dragoning was firing.
Yes. But yes, so yeah, there's that scene, and then he dives through and he jumps past the Sphinx, and then there's another Sphinx, but it's blue, and then it's like haunting that film. It's part of my DNA. I think it's part of the social DNA, to be honest. There are like people who've grown up not seeing it, knowing the name Artax, you know.
yeah it's for people our age, certainly. And it's good on a rewatch, because you forget how much is in there. You're like, okay, there's the sad bit with the horse, there's the sneezing turtle, there's a luck dragon, there's a rock guy, and then there's the nothing. It's like, no, there's a lot in there. He's, getting bullied, and then
Billy Crystal.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Billy Crystal, what's her face? Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. That horse is re-dead for sure.
Yeah.
In fact, they're all re-dead, apart from Atreyu.
No, Atreyu's dead as well. Everybody died.
Did the Empress die?
Apart from the Empress.
Give me a name, Bastion.
Say my name.
Say my name, Bastion.
And then he shouts out the window. We've had this conversation before. Shouts out, nah, nah, nah. And to this day, I still don't know what he shouts.
It's like, welcome to the kingdom. We're ruled over by Queen. Nah,
nah, nah. Like screaming it out the window. It's like the pivotal crescendo of the movie, and you can't hear it because it's just too windy. You know, yeah.
What is the name of the Empress?
No, don't. I don't want to know. Like, just let me be.
It'll be my secret.
Good.
I didn't even put Neverending Story. What's the name of the Empress? And do you know what?
It came
AI.
up first hit. Yeah.
Bless AI. It had a go at telling me some Empresses.
Okay. What Empresses has it told you? This is the one from Final Fantasy VIII.
No, it was
Ultimacia. Sissy.
Oh, Sissy, of course. Sissy.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
The one who was married to Franz Ferdinand and was assassinated in Lake Geneva. And then Empress Theodora.
Theodora.
The wife of Justinian I.
Nah.
Empress Myeongseong.
I feel like Empress is a very... It feels like it's a pop solo artist name that just hasn't been used yet. Like a powerful female artist should be called like Empress. I can't think of a name.
Atreya.
Mary. Empress.
Nya.
Empress. Meow. Like, I don't know. It's like you always get like queens and all that sort of. Hit up the Empresses, man. I don't know.
I mean,
does Empress have a connotation? I don't know.
There's been quite a few real Empresses, you know?
Yeah, I suppose.
Suppose. They have.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's not debate. It's not like a conspiracy. Not there.
In your opinion, there's been a few Empresses.
Chemtrails, vaccines, birds, Empresses. Debatable.
It's all about give and take, isn't it, you know?
Have you seen an Empress? Just asking questions.
I'm asking the real questions.
Yeah.
The real questions that nobody wants to talk about.
Yeah, okay.
When was the last time you saw an Empress? You know? Yeah, never. Never, exactly.
Good question. I did see an Emperor.
Yeah? Was it whilst you were looking at the flat horizon? Sorry, go on.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Every direction I look, I can see the entire Earth because it's flat.
You saw an Emperor. Whereabouts?
Japan.
Yeah. I think you told me. Yeah. Is there much more to that story? Is it worth telling in the podcast?
Do you know what? I don't think I did see the Emperor. I think that's somebody else's story.
Is that Emperor still alive?
I don't think I even saw it. I think it's somebody else's story.
Right. Okay. Never mind then. Let's move on.
Stubbs the zombie.
Great move. Straight on.
He's dead, but he's alive, and he has to go about.
What happens in the Stubbs the zombie game?
Well, I've not played it, Richie, but I imagine.
You imagine.
I imagine.
Is he not a private detective?
No, that's another one. That's called Murdered, comma, or colon, callback, Sole Suspect, where you play as a detective ghost solving your own murder.
Oh, okay.
but when I was looking it up, because it's another game I've also not played, the name of the guy who kills you has like a serial killer moniker.
Okay.
And it's the Bell Killer.
The Bell Killer?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's why he comes back from the dead, because nobody wants to die from the bell killer.
Bell killer. Okay.
The bell killer. Yeah, I don't think he kills people with a bell. Stubbs the zombie. Rebel without a pulse.
Rebel without a pulse. It feels like a very British game.
It's set in retro futuristic 1959. So think Fallout vibes, I guess.
She. Yeah.
The player plays as a zombie, and the primary goal is to kill humans and devour their brains.
Brilliant. That sounds great.
Eating brains gives back a certain amount of lost health to the player, as well as converting those humans into zombies, causing them to fight alongside the player.
Excellent. Persuadertron.
Uzi. Razor wire. Trigger wire.
Persuadertron.
Minigun. Uzi.
Oh, God. Oh, dear.
There you go.
The novelty of computer games being able to say words just never, ever will leave you, you know?
No, it's burned in there forever.
Oh, man. Right. Persuadertron. Scorpion's dead.
There's only a matter of time. Yeah, Scorpions. Surely half the fucking cast are dead, right?
I mean, I don't understand their respawn physics, to be honest.
And then in one of the games, they're all like properly dead versions of themselves.
Oh yeah,
versions of themselves.
You get zombie Liu Kang and stuff like that, and I think he was zombie Liu Kang for a long time because they tried to kill him off.
Yeah,
and then
arguably succeeded.
Then they rebooted. Yeah, I mean, like everybody, like they've had their spines ripped out and their hearts eaten and been frozen to death and sliced in two with a metal hat, you know, like all this sort of stuff.
Yeah. None of those moves are canon, you know, in the canon of the series, obviously.
Why?
Well, because they come back for the next Mortal Kombat tournament, right?
Yeah, it's very hard.
Ironically, it's called Mortal Kombat, and they're like, "Oh, Liu Kang, didn't you have your arms pulled off?" Yeah, I'm back.
Got better.
To try again.
I don't know. Jack's got his arms pulled off, and then he came back with metal arms.
I know. I'd be really annoyed if I was Jack's, but hey, I saw that guy's.
I think they did kill
spine
off.
Get pulled out of his arsehole, and he's back fine. He doesn't have a metal entire body.
I think there was a canon of certain people dying. I think Kano died in Mortal Kombat 1, so he was not in Mortal Kombat 2. It's not interesting.
But then weirdly, he's one of the characters they always put in the endless films they seem to be making.
Yes.
Because you know what? You can't have a Mortal Kombat film without, you know, demons and a guy with 4 arms and a guy who's God and then some arsehole from Australia.
And he has to be an arsehole from Australia, yeah.
Yeah? It's just an arsehole. Is he Australian or South African?
I wouldn't say he's Australian.
No, I think he's Australian. Anyway, that seems to be his only power. And he's got the eye thing, right? Has he got an eye thing?
Yeah, he's got an eye laser.
He's got an eye laser. Here's another... Yeah,
lightsabers sometimes as well. So he used to chuck a knife, but then it became these big white lightsabery things. Go
on. Here's another game that one must name drop, and yet never fucking play. Grim Fandango.
Yes, never play.
Never play, but
never play.
You are in the afterlife.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Have you played it?
No. It says it's really good. And
yeah.
Maybe, you know, instead of playing fucking Find a Cat game or the free Disney racing game.
Listen, I have been playing rather solidly Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
And continuing, and did we talk about this on the podcast?
I don't know, what is it you want to talk about? Dragon Ball?
Yeah,
not
Dragon
blocking?
Ball. No, it's not blocking. I'm doing really good. You don't need to block, you need to counter, which is better. I think I talked about how I wasn't very good at the game.
Yeah.
And then explained and tried to say that it was my controller, and then was making the jokes about blame the controller.
John's.
Yeah. But I bought a new controller.
Yeah. It turns out you're just bad at games.
No, absolutely hammering it now.
Okay. So it was a controller. Why'd you build it up? Why'd you build it up like there's going to be some alt ending? Then it was just.
In all honesty, I was trying to avoid any second you just turning around and saying, "Oh, you're shit at games." It's because you're shit at games. It's because you're shit at games.
Okay. And you thought the best way to do this is to draw it out and talk like there's a twist ending.
Well, there is a twist end. Well, it's not a twist, but basically, I got a new controller, and it is. So I usually use the Xbox Ultimate controllers, and they're like £60 each.
Yeah.
And the right trigger just stopped working. It got stuck. But I got myself a new controller, the 8-bit Do Ultimate 2C. And it's amazing, and it's £25. Like, I can't say enough good things about 8-bit Do, but this little controller is way better, or at least in my opinion, is way better than the Xbox £60 jobbies. Anyway,
it's good that you bring us back. You know, you ground us to our roots.
Dragon Ball has dead people in it.
Okay. with a bit of controller talk.
Well, I don't want to spoil Dragon Ball too much for you, but there is an afterlife, and people go there, people come back.
Isn't that spoilering existence? Spoilers. Spoiler: there is an afterlife.
I don't know. I think most people firmly believe there is one, but with zero proof.
You reckon?
Yeah.
How many people do you reckon believe there's an afterlife? Out of,
like,
on average,
in their heart of hearts, I don't think anybody does. But I think a lot of people want to believe it. So I'm gonna say 55% of the population believe there's an afterlife.
55%.
Then I reckon there's a lot of agnostics as well.
Roughly a quarter of all adults, 26%, say they do not believe in heaven or hell. 7% say they believe in some kind of afterlife.
Okay.
57% think that there is a life after death. You're pretty spot on.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. I wouldn't be able to trust myself though, you know.
Why?
Oh, because I'd always be doubting, like, am I trying to lead a good life? Not because I'm a good person, but because I'm trying to trick the system, you know?
Oh, definitely. Like, I think the moment you are like tricking the system,
you failed.
Yeah. But on the upside, if you take a situation like if you did go for the Christianity, Jesus died for all our sins. Therefore, you cannot commit sin.
Was that future proof?
It was future proof. Yeah, it was future proof. No.
Everything previously.
Everybody goes to heaven.
All dogs go to heaven.
I don't think pets do.
Listen, in the documentary All Dogs Go to Heaven, doesn't he go to dog hell to start with?
Oh. I don't know. Maybe it's like Ghost.
There we go. We've completed the trifecta of things we mention every fucking episode this season. Maybe it's like Ghost How.
I don't know.
If you're bad and you die, you can be a ghost for a bit and then you get dragged off by the screaming arms.
So I believe that's the case in All Dogs Go to Heaven. He's stuck in a sort of ghost purgatory, and there's evil behind him and things like that at all points. I don't know. I can't remember.
There's a thing that's going around on the internet, and it probably has been for 20 years now, about how the actress who played the little girl in All Dogs Go to Heaven died after she'd recorded all of her dialogue, but Burt Reynolds hadn't recorded all his dialogue. And so in a scene, spoilers for All Dogs Go to Heaven, where he is going to heaven after kind of looking after this girl and his buddy, according to the online meme, it had a double meaning because his character's saying goodbye to the character, but also he's saying goodbye to her, and his voice cracked during recording.
That meme kind of cheapens it as well.
I don't know. Watch All Dogs Go to Heaven again, and then have that in mind, and see if you don't you don't get some fake allergies.
Okay. Fine. All dogs. But yeah, I mean, that's good. Dead dog. There's not enough.
He comes back.
Yeah, there we go.
To lead a good life.
We're keeping it on theme.
We're keeping it on theme. I'm surprised. What happened to the Don Bluth studio? Because he was a Disney animator. I was watching some old Disney the other day, and he's on it.
Yeah.
An animator. Then he went off and set up his own studio and did.
Didn't he want like slightly films with a bit more of an adult tone that weren't all just retellings of fairy tales and stuff like that?
Maybe, because Fievel Goes West. Is that Don Bluth Entertainment?
I'm gonna say yes. An American Tale, Fievel Goes West.
Yeah. It has some harsh themes in there about immigration and about.
But there's just an American Tale before that as well.
Yeah, that's the first one.
Yeah.
Land Before Time. That has some truths in it about being a long neck and stuff.
Yeah. I smell.
I smell you, Ducky. We've been saying that, at least we've been saying that for like 24 years. And then the other day, the voice actor who voiced Ducky died. And yeah,
that's not cool.
No. Yeah, it kind of drops off a bit. Like Solid Start. No, not Solid Start. The Secret of Nim. No, never heard of it. An American Tale. Land Before Time, like classic. The Land Before Time, classic. All Dogs Go to Heaven. Oh my God, what a run. Rockadoodle. Thumbelina. A Troll in Central Park. Ugh. And then The Pebble and the Penguin. Okay, Pebble and the Penguin's good.
Dragon's Lair.
Dragon Slayer.
Dragon apostrophe S Lair.
Yeah.
So he did the video game thing. That's mental.
Have you played Dragon's Lair?
I have not. Have you?
Yes.
Oh, okay. When? How? Where?
Like a hooky online version. Because it was one of those games that everybody brings up as and then games could do amazing things and it looked like you were playing a cartoon.
Yeah, not like Cuphead.
Not like Cuphead. Cuphead's like playing a cartoon that kick you in the balls and spit down your neck.
Yeah. And then you come back for more.
And you come back to more. Do you know I haven't thought about for a while now that we're talking about animation on the Re-Dead episode? Drawn Together.
Drawn Together was amazing, and I'm very upset that it hasn't been more established in our I was thinking about it, like Family Guy is on its like 26th season. That means it's been around for 26 years.
Yeah.
And like The Simpsons, of course, are like on, I don't know, 40. I think I told you about, I watched the Simpsons Christmas episode.
Oh yeah.
And it's dire because I haven't watched The Simpsons in so long, but they sound so old.
There was
so old.
I was watching a thing about SpongeBob. Fuck knows why. I have no interest in SpongeBob. But they're talking to the cast. Yeah, again, I think it's like some viral thing that was like, oh, here, whoever voices Mr. Krabs, say whatever. I was like, oh, fine, okay. And yeah, it's like the four of them who voice all the main characters. They're all like in their 60s.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you think about it, like, The Simpsons started at the end of the 80s.
Yeah.
That was like over 40 years ago.
Yeah.
And they were old then. So they're like they're decrepit. Like their voiceover studios must be in like an old folks' home. They're all in a shared ward or something like that.
My instant reaction was like, do you know what? I'm so happy there's at least one industry that's employing, not deciding that you're basically hopeless and only good for the grave once you hit 60, and it's voice acting for very successful.
Richie comes steaming in with how rubbish The Simpsons is.
Yeah.
But like,
I'll tell you another game, Ghost Trick.
Ghost Master. Because I have to talk about that.
You have to talk about that.
Yeah.
I think I've talked about Ghost Trick a number of times. You start the game and you die, and you have to solve your own murder. Very good game. Very good game. Capcom as well.
What's the wee one with the slamming down of the Wiimotes together? Travis Touchdown. Is he not dead or something?
No. No More Heroes.
Yeah.
No More Heroes anymore. No More Heroes is also a great game. Have you played it?
No More Heroes. Sorry, say again. No More Heroes. What?
Have you played No More Heroes?
I played the original one on the Wii with the remotes, and you slam them both down. So Travis Touchdown, the main character, is decapitated by Henry Cooldown in the game No More Heroes, but is later resurrected by Deathman.
One of my favourite things about No More is it starts off kind of like, okay, and then you get into this thing that, okay, you've got to fight all these bosses, right? And I think it came out at the same time as Kill Bill. You're like, okay, this feels quite familiar.
Yes.
And so you get into that routine of you're doing day jobs, and then you're going to the a special part of the city, and then you're beating the boss fight. And then one of them, do you remember you're running down this massive long road, and there's this huge laser that's occasionally firing at you.
It's been so long since I played it.
It's fucking great. So you do this, oh my god, this is going to be a really tough boss fight. And then that boss just gets murked in a cutscene.
Brilliant.
By someone else. Yeah.
Brilliant. Nah, I think I enjoyed it because it was so irreverent and so Japanese as well.
Yeah, and I like the fact that he was a total jerk.
Yeah. Yeah, like a fundamentally unlikable guy. And it was the same people that did, or it's the same animation as Killer 7, isn't it?
Yes, it's Suda51.
Ah, good. I loved Killer 7, and I pick it up every so often, and then just replay it and remember that I have to relearn all those controls. But it was brilliant. It was like a Devil May Cry style game. It's a great game. Any other dead people?
If you choose the female character in Muramasa the Demon Blade, Momohime, she's possessed by a vengeful Ronin spirit, and I was gonna say, does being possessed by ghosts count as Redead?
Ooh, then you've got what's her face from in fact most of the cast of Darkstalkers. I was about to say He's and Co.
Yeah,
Because
true.
she's the corpse of her sister, inhabited by her sister or something like that, or I can't remember the story.
Yeah. Great. You got the Pharaoh man, he's dead as well.
Yeah, they've got the zombie man, he's dead.
He's dead.
Killer Instinct, probably
Spinal, he's dead.
Probably more appropriately, the big Frankenstein guy, he's re-dead.
He's definitely re-dead.
Yeah.
I'd say.
But
Morrigan's not dead, is she?
Well, I don't know. She's a succubus, but like, I don't know. Does she fall in? Nah, she doesn't. She's not undead. Like vampires, you've got what's his face, Dimitri. He's a vampire.
Right.
And you've got Bishamon, the living suit of samurai armor, which is all evil. He was my main for a while.
It's basically like only Felicia and Morrigan and Lilith who aren't dead.
Yeah. Oh no, this is dog, John Talblaine.
Sir Daniel.
Oh, Farley, we could do it.
With all bottom Fortescue the Fourth.
So Farley, the other day there, I was just taking a little walk through the afterlife, and there was a whole bunch of monsters.
Oh right, what monsters? What are monsters doing in the afterlife?
I don't know, but there was like a Sasquatch guy.
All right.
There was like this
Weird,
this woman who had like succubus wings. She might have been a succubus.
Succubus wings.
And her sister was there as well.
I think that woman's a succubus. How do you know? Look at her wings.
Look at her wings, man.
Oh, aye, succubus wings.
I mean, that is their tails, you know. And there was like a zombie dude and a pharaoh mummy guy, and
what they were doing in the afterlife? They're all undead.
They were fish, dude. I don't know where the hell were they? They were in rural Ireland at midnight on a cobbled street.
Okay, yeah, that has a lot. I believe that now, yeah. And
there was a cat lady. She had blue hair, sometimes pink or yellow, depending on the palette swap you chose.
Depending on whether there's a mirror match or not as well.
Yeah, of course. There was a fish dude. There was a guy that was made entirely of fire. But I tell you what, do you know who else I saw there? Do you know? You know old John Talblaine?
Do I?
Now, I did mention that it was rural Ireland in the middle of the night. It was also a full moon.
Right.
And
you said there were cobblestones, which is
in cobblestones.
A field of cobblestones. Streets.
It's urban rural.
Rural. Fucking hipster hanging out in an urban rural island. Okay.
And yeah, so you remember old John Talblaine?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was full moon. And
how's he doing?
Turns out he's a fucking dog.
Oh.
There we go. We did the dog thing, right? But we're also at the end of the episode.
There we go. So we pretty comprehensively covered all the games in which you play as somebody who died and
also our favourite dead characters.
Died again, as well as Don Bluth Animation and Neverending Story.
And Buffy.
The reboot.
Yeah.
She gets a colonoscopy. Okay, that guy's a maniac.
Oh, why'd he bite me again and again? I'm dead.